Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Today I'd like to talk about a specific topic, and that is my opinions about Street Fighter V. If you look at my channel, I've released a couple videos playing Street Fighter 4 at the time, Arcade Edition, but the problem is that there's some copyright issues with uploading videos about Street Fighter and playing them, so I tend to not upload them. So a little backstory. I've been playing probably since probably about Street Fighter 3 actively, and just playing the games as they come out, and just nothing too competitive. I mean, I went to a couple, tournaments or whatever that, people went to, just some community stuff, but nothing too serious. So I would say I'm more of a casual player. However, something I definitely noticed is that in Street Fighter V, they're making it that the game is very focused on new gamers, as in like people, or I shouldn't say new players. I should say that they're more focused on the esports people, and those typically are the younger guys. They're the people that weren't there in the 1980s, 90s, etc. But what I wanted to talk about is a more objective view of the game. So Street Fighter V, it looks pretty good when it comes to visuals. I mean, the characters seem pretty okay. Like, they don't seem like something that's, too amazing, but at the same time, they don't look that bad. So I would say you get a B on that, B+. But on the fighting system, yeah, the ultras are pretty cool. It does add some new diversity to the game. The combos are they're pretty well done. There's some, there's some EXs and specials that are done. There's definitely some stuff that added, and it plays a lot like 3. But which is different than Street Fighter 4, where it was more like tap and go. Like if you watch any of the professional players like Daigo or something, or Justin Wong or Xian, then you know how they play. They don't really typically play in the third faction, at least not for the 4. One thing I wanted to talk about, though, is that there's some key features that a lot of us are going to definitely notice, and especially if you're on the older side of things. One thing is that there is no arcade mode. So there is no typical, you press the character and then, you go and you fight until you fight Seth or whoever it may particularly be for the bosses. Apparently there's story mode, but it's very short. It's not something that is... A lot of the single-player stuff is going away. Also, there's not a versus mode, meaning you can't play against the computer by yourself. You have to... I believe there's another mode that you can only play online and against people like that. So there's a lot of restrictions that I've just noticed. I must put a disclaimer, I have not owned the game yet, but I have seen a lot of gameplay, and I've played it before. And these are just a couple features I noticed were not there. I've also read from community forums that the game is not... the online servers are shit, and the only people that are really, promoting these games are people that are getting paid to do so. So, of course, you must take that with a grain of salt. So, yeah, the game seems like it's very heavily drawn towards people that are in the esports community, and they're playing, like the Capcom Cup, and people that are ranked and getting paid to play the game. That's what it seems like it's making the majority of its strides to be more towards, rather than for everybody who, that supported them in the past, all the way from arguably 2 to... now, basically. They're just kind of shoving their money grabbing skills in the way. For example, one thing I've noticed is the game does not feel complete. It seems like they at least pushed it out a month early. Also, the game, I feel like you're paying the $60 for, and you're getting about a fourth of the actual game. A lot of the content apparently is going to be coming out for free on DLC. But the thing is you're paying $60. You should have a full game when you buy the game. You shouldn't be, oh, you're paying $60 now, okay, 6 months from now, you're going to get the rest of it. No, that's bullshit. That really is, like, honestly. And it's funny because Capcom is a really weird company. Like, in some regards, they have, some very good policies. I mean, Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 1 Remaster were actually pretty good, and, 2 seems like it's going to be decent. But at the same time, they're doing, very sketchy things with Mega Man, for example, and just their other games, Street Fighter now, and it's really strange how it seems like there's a sort of trend in society that the Japanese game developers are just declining. I mean, first you had Konami, and then you got Capcom. Sega hasn't really produced anything for a while, except for maybe the Yakuza games, and it provides a staple that, you know, the Japanese market's declining, and one could point that to the cell phone market, but that's another topic entirely. I know this is a little different than my Europa Universalis videos or my other videos in general, but I just want to make this video because I found it is very important to, you know, try to spread the word that Street Fighter V is a bust. I feel like it really is. It's more like a tournament edition, if that makes any sense. It feels like a lot of the features in a full version you would have released in a post beta, I feel like it's not there. I feel like it's maybe a beta at max with a little bit of touches up on the aesthetics. I feel like it's not a complete game. But of course, don't take my word for it. I just wanted to let everybody know that it's not necessarily the game that we all thought it was going to be.